Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at your forecast for June 2021. So what I'm going to do is, first and foremost, I'm going to break down the energies and the numerology for the collective that could come up and surface in June. And then I'm going to dive deeper into your personal life path number. So before we get started, I just want to mention that this is, of course, a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the month of June collectively is a universal 11-2 energy. So this is going to be a time for pronounced intuitive insights and strengthening of intuitive and psychic abilities. So you may feel the pull this month to really tune into your own inner compass for guidance. Dreams can be especially vivid and intense during this cycle, so pay close attention to what comes up for you in your dreamscapes. And that can also be in daydreams. So they may hold valuable messages for you. And so it's very beneficial for you to spend some time with those dreams. And again, even your daydreams, if you journal about them, kind of feel into them and see what messages they may hold for you. If you are struggling with deciphering that message and you'd like some assistance, I do offer dream interpretation. So just book some time with me and let's explore further. So this month we may find collectively that our emotions are particularly heightened during this cycle. So this isn't necessarily a good or a bad thing. It just simply is a reminder that we are emotional beings. And if something's coming in strongly for us this month, happy or sad, what we feel may be good or bad emotionally, then it's because it's asking to be truly felt and experienced. So avoidance will not work here, and this will give you an opportunity to remember that through the emotions that are meant to be felt, that whole range of emotions, they are not meant to control us or completely derail us, but they are meant to be felt and worked through and wisdom pulled from them, right? From that experience. So if you feel hyper emotional this month, work on ways to feel the emotion without losing yourself within it or without staying sort of trapped within it, if that makes sense. Give yourself the time and the space and the grace to be able to feel what comes up for you, but don't get trapped there. Find your center and then continue to find your way back to it when things begin to feel a little too intense, okay? Not saying that if things get intense, you should fall into avoidance mode, because sometimes it's going to feel intense. But if you feel like you start to get trapped within your emotions or your emotions become more in control of the situation, then that's a time that's your indicator to come back to your center, to find your balance. So you may feel a tremendous amount of joy and happiness this month. And if so, fully immerse yourself within that rather than sort of shaming yourself for feeling so good. Sometimes we have a tendency to do that. You do deserve to experience the joys in life. It doesn't always need to be about lessons, soul growth, and work. So there's plenty of beautiful soul growth to be had through enjoyment and bliss. This month, if an emotion surfaces for you, allow yourself the space, the time to feel through it without shame or judgment. Too often, we and society tend to shame those who give themselves the opportunity to feel an emotion or express an emotion. So I think this month it's going to come in pretty strongly. Those emotions that need to be felt and dealt with. And even those emotions that we don't allow ourselves to feel when it comes to happiness, joy, celebration, gratitude, whatever the case may be. So if there's an emotion that you have been tucking under the rug or not allowing yourself to fully experience, whether it's good or bad. Not that there are necessarily bad emotions, but you know what I'm saying. This is going to be a month where I think we're going to have an opportunity to really feel into them and, again, move through them in a way where we're not in avoidance. This is also going to be a month for decisive action. So this can feel a little bit uncomfortable if you're someone who is often indecisive. So sudden events may require very distinctive, decisive action on your part. So this is going to be a time to trust yourself and trust your inner guidance. Pay attention to your mindset and the attitudes around circumstances that surface for you, and try to determine how a shift within those perspectives could produce for you a more desirable result in the future with those decisions that you make today. So if you're capable of channeling those energies into something more positive and worthwhile, then you can really accomplish more now in this 11-2 cycle than in any other cycle that we experience. Master energy, which 11-2 is master level energy, equals master accomplishments if we work with the energy. So this month, when things come up for you, the thing to remember is, am I avoiding this for some reason? And if I am, why am I avoiding it? And that can, again, be about emotions, difficult conversations, decisions that need to be made, whatever comes up for you. If you find yourself in avoidance mode, then that is a big indicator for you that you need to pause and find ways to face it head on, deal with it, and make those important decisions, those elevated decisions that are going to help promote something much more beneficial for you in the future and in the days to come, in the days, the months, the weeks, and years to come. So this is a big month. This is a big energy. And so again, it's always what we choose to do with it, but I anticipate that we'll be feeling some master level energy surface this month, and we'll have some opportunities to really master those energies in the way that we are capable of doing so in this time, at this time. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get into your particular life path number. Okay, so life path number 1. So I pulled an animal spirit card for you all, and you got lion spirit. And I love this for ones for a lot of reasons, but mainly because one energy, really at the core of this energy, is about being a visionary, being a leader of some sort, like creating what hasn't been created before, not working off a blueprint, but creating the blueprint. And so a lot of the struggle for ones is in embracing that energy and finding the courage to really stand within that energy and forge a new path that's never been forged before. Even though there's judgment, even though there's doubt, even though there might be ridicule or whatever the case may be, or you meet resistance. It's having that vision and moving forward in that vision in a way that you are not stampeding over others, but that you're taking the lead and leading alongside of others. So it's embodying that lion spirit of being the leader of the pride, basically, and making those big decisions and, again, forging that new path. But it's in doing it in a way that you're leading without leaving others behind. So if you think about a lion, the lion is the leader of the pride, but it cannot survive without the rest of those members of that pride. Like, it can't hunt alone. It can't, it needs its team members to accomplish what it wants to accomplish. And so I feel like this month, not only is lion coming in to say, don't forget about that courage that you already have within you to, forge a new path, to be that visionary, to, be, to take hold of that ingenuity that is within you. to really create something that's never been created before, or to put your own personal spin on it to make it unique. So grasping that courage and standing up into that leadership role, but with generosity, and again, leading alongside of others and not leaving the rest of your pride behind, basically. So that's coming in really strongly. So I'm not sure how that's going to surface for you each individually, but there's definitely this call to step into your power this month, to understand that you're not an island ones, but sometimes it can feel like that because you are creating a new path, because you are the visionary. And so this is just a reminder that even though you have sort of that, you're sort of tasked with that big goal, you need to find a way to do it where you are being inclusive. And so you're including the other team members, you're collaborating, you are being the visionary and forging a new path, but you're doing that with the assistance and the help and support of others. So again, however that comes in for you, but I'm feeling that pretty strongly. So if there's any place within your life where, again, you feel like an island, or you feel like, you have to do something all alone, I would ask you to really take some time and explore your resources, because even during those times that we feel all alone, we're never alone. Whether that's we have the support of our spirit guides, we have support of our higher consciousness, we have support of a higher power, and we have support of other souls who have contracts to work with us in this lifetime to help us to achieve what it is we set out to achieve. So I would just ask you to just remember, Lion Spirit, if this month it comes up where you feel like an island, or like you feel all alone, or you feel like you're really struggling all alone, because remember, being a one is not necessarily easy energy, but it's very rewarding energy. Again, it's like you are forging a new path, you're creating, you are that visionary, but you're meant to do that with support. So hope that I articulated that okay, but I think you get the picture. Okay, so I broke the month down into 4 weeks, and it's interesting because we start the month off right out the gate with this energy of like some kind of offer coming in for you, some kind of purchase perhaps, or like you got some kind of idea that came in, or inspiration, and you're taking the initiative on that, which this is great energy to do that. 11-2 energy is great energy for this. But what I think might sort of trip you up a little bit is if you get too caught up in what it looks like now. So you may be so focused on the end result that you might become discouraged at where it needs to start. And so really I'm thinking more in the lines of like monetary or resources. So it's kind of like you just have to understand that it needs to start somewhere, and it's not going to start with like a big bang, right? Like you're not going to like get this inspiration, start this idea, and then just in most cases, sometimes it happens, but usually for ones, it's like you have to create whatever it is that you want to see or achieve. And so I just see this as like the beginning, like the starting. And don't get tripped up on what it looks like now, because it's not going to look like this forever. So to kind of, I don't know, put an example out there, like if you're starting a new business, you might get easily frustrated that you only have a few clients, or you have no clients at first, but you still feel like this is what you're meant to do. You still see, you're still following the breadcrumbs, and you're starting. And I think that's what the universe wants you to understand right now, is like you're at the starting point of whatever this is. So give it time, have patience, and understand that there is a tremendous amount of potential in whatever this is. So keep going. Don't give up. Don't get overly frustrated with the process. So yeah, I think if you can stay focused on the goal without beating yourself up that you're not at the goal just yet, or at the destination just yet, understand that this inspiration, this idea is the starting point, and you're not going to be here forever. You just have to keep moving forward. So that energy is coming in really, really strongly at the beginning of the month. Then we move into the second week of the month, and inspiration is coming in super strongly. So this is where, when I talk about that 11-2 energy of really trusting yourself and following your inner compass, this is going to be a time to do that. And this is going to be a time to gain a new perspective, but I feel like the new perspective is taking a step back from what the reality looks like, from what other people are telling you to do, to what the status quo has always been, to the way things have always been done, to take a closer look at your own inner compass, to get that visionary energy to come out, right? To see things in a different way and a different way of doing things. Because remember, that's that one energy. When you all are in alignment with that energy, you are the visionaries. Like, that is the core of who you are, is to create a new path that will not only benefit you, but has the potential to benefit the greater community in some way. So I just get this feeling like the second week, you're going to have an opportunity to kind of push against. You might meet some resistance, but you're asked to push against that and really, find your courage and create that new path based on your own intuition and your own inner guidance. Because it's not going to look like the way things have always looked. It's going to look different, and it's going to be judged, and it's going to, you're going to meet resistance on it. But that's okay, because that's going to help push you further to continue to stand your ground and to, again, be the lion within the pride and create the new way of doing whatever it is. Because, just because something's always been done a certain way doesn't mean that it's always been done the best way. And so I feel like you're going to be asked to find the best way for you to do whatever this is and create that path. So again, just an opportunity to follow that inner guidance, have a new perspective on whatever this is. And even if you meet resistance with it, find your support team, find your cheerleaders, find those who are going to be in your corner, even if it's just one person, even if it's just your spirit guides connecting to that energy, whatever you need to stay focused and to know that the vision, the inspiration is coming into you for a reason. Then we move into the third week, and I can really see the energy picking up of you sort of taking the reins on this and creating this new path, starting this new adventure. Even though, again, you don't know what the end result is going to necessarily look like, you may have an idea, but it's kind of like you throwing caution to the wind, making those very decisive decisions like we talked about with the collective energy, and going for it. Just, again, sort of throwing caution to the wind, taking a risk, and not being so concerned about what other people think. Not leaving other people behind necessarily, but understanding that you are not meant to follow the herd in this lifetime. You are meant to lead the herd, or lead alongside of the herd, but create those new inventions that will make a difference, or create those new programs or those new opportunities for people. So yeah, I kind of see you taking the reins on this and starting some kind of new adventure this third week, or having the opportunity to. Remember, I always have to say, it's what we do with the energy, but the energy is definitely there for you to have the inspiration and take, again, sort of throw caution to the wind this week, and yeah, just kind of take a risk and go for it and just see what happens. Last week of the month, end of the month of June, I really see like some justice coming in for you, kind of like something you've been working on, that you feel like maybe has been a little slow moving, or maybe hasn't given you the results or the tangibles that you had hoped for or were anticipating. I kind of see some justice coming through for you at this time, where it's like, okay, here's some tangibles. Like, here's some things to put that wind back in your sails, to give you that confidence and that courage again to keep going. And I see you having some contentment with this, and some joy with this. So yeah, I feel like this month for you all is going to be about harnessing that courage, finding that courage from within, because it's in there. You wouldn't have come as a one if you weren't like, if you didn't have that backpack of tremendous courage already there for you. So you just need to tap into it. And, sometimes that does mean standing up and standing out before you can be that leader that people trust. But you'll get through that, and then you'll have the opportunity to lead alongside of others and to really, again, be that visionary that you came here to be and create those new exciting things that really have a tremendous amount of potential for not only you, but your greater community. So really powerful energies this month. The key is to, again, not avoid whatever comes up for you this month. And that includes inspirations. That includes those big visions, those big dreams. Pay attention to all of that this month. And whatever you can take action on this month around that, even if it's just getting started, then do it, because the energy is ripe for that and you are supported completely. All right, ones, I hope it's a wonderful June for you all. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you all again soon. Take care. Bye for now.